All right, we are back. Oh my lord, it's been too long. Here's me, boom, and there's Huggy Bear, boom. Hey everybody, this is Dr. Norbert coming to you live from London after a very long hiatus. We couldn't make it for the season 14 elimination rounds, unfortunately, and then we had the normal month off for August. And so it was a long hiatus, but we're back for season 15. This is week 1 of season 15. It's a brand new season, lots of changes in the game, lots of changes happening in the player base. We've got 370, no, what did I say to you? 323 players? I think it was 323 players. Or no, 330,
something like that.
335 players. The most was like,
way
I think,
more than last season.
Yeah, way more. So we are hyped. So everybody say hello to your favorite Huggy Bear. How you doing, Huggy?
I am doing very well, Norbert, and I'm excited to be back in the commentary booth with you.
Me too. Me too. It's been too long. So the boys are chomping at the bit. So let's go quickly and take a look at who's playing tonight and what they brought with them. So in the red corner will be Finley from the UK. He's actually part of the local meta here in London. And he's brought Amazing Spider-Man, Baron Zemo 1, Black Cat, Ghost Spider, Scarlet Spider, hey, something new, Wong, Venom 1, wow, okay.
Guy.
Wow, nice, Toad, Miles Morales, and Spectacular Spider-Man. And
Awesome.
the other side is Mord. Mord is from Finland. I'm really excited to have some of the Finnish players exhibited this year, this season, and we're starting off with Mord. They have a great community with lots of cool players, and I'm looking forward to seeing them at the WTC soon. But in the meantime, we've got Mord bringing Moon Knight, Ghost Spider, Black Cat, Amazing Spider-Man, Agent Venom, Shang-Chi, ooh, spicy, Spectacular Spider-Man, Miles, Toad, and Wong. All right, let me tell them they can get going. Mord won Prio and chose extracts. Okay, great. Go.
So two pretty similar lists, save for a couple of choices that may prove key in this game. I'm mainly thinking of Venom on Finlay's side and Agent Venom and Shang-Chi on Mord's side.
Yeah.
Those are all sort of anti-Web Warriors tech for the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. I think each of them brought some of that, and I think you have to in Web Warriors. I mean, Web Warriors is good as a faction into everything, basically, but maybe suffers a little bit when they play into a mirror, and so you got to bring the same sort of tools that we have to bring in to try to counter them.
Did we see if both of them were running the tactics card and May's wheat cakes?
Oh, I don't
Too
know
late
about
to check
that.
now. We'll see if they whip it out.
Okay. 17 threat was chosen. Mord had Prio, as I mentioned, and chose secures. His secure was, that got chosen, was Riot Spark, classic for Web Warriors. This is the D map, where you can remove damage from you or somebody within 2 for power. And then the extract is also another classic one for Web Warriors, is Paranoia. So this is where you have 4 different disturbances. You can only pick up 1 at a time. You get a VP for each one. But if you have a friend within 2 of you during the scoring phase, you get 1 bonus VP. Also, if you pick one up without a friend nearby, you take a damage.
Which you can then heal from the Extremist consoles. But yeah, this is one of the faster crisis combos available in the game.
Yeah.
The only faster secure is Scoundrels, Superpower Scoundrels, that is, and the only extract that scores faster than Paranoia is Senators.
Yeah.
So it's depending on how the early rounds go, this might turn into a 3-round game.
Yep.
Given the scoring velocity of this particular crisis combination.
Which is what Web Warriors wants. They get nervous when they get into turn 4, 5, and 6.
Exactly. I mean, they can pack a punch. It's only that it comes in bursts. So they have the ability to have one really big swing turn when they play pop all webbed up. But then they quite fast run out of gas. depending on what they flash, of course. They have some great characters in their affiliation that are pretty capable of dishing out damage over the course of several rounds. But what you usually see from the Web Warriors is one big swing round and then otherwise dancing around on the objectives.
Tonight's map is brought to us by Pat. It's an oldie but goodie called Sand Scrap. Not a lot of terrain on the table, but let me walk you everybody through what we see here tonight. We've got this big size 4 radio tower here. Some size 2 barrels here at the bottom, size 1 as well, size 2 forklift, size 2 pipes, size 2 tractor, size 2 barrel. So lots of size 2s. There's a size 3 truck, size 3 large tank, and then the rest of these I'm pretty sure are all size 2s. The extremist consoles are at the very top of your map and at the very bottom, and then on the left and the right here. And then the paranoia, the disturbances are straight down the middle, 2 clustered kind of in the center point here. Good to have everybody back. Before we get on any further, let's toast everybody. Welcome everybody to season 15. We hope you had a great summer, and we hope you join us for the rest of the season here. Where's your glass? Are you still getting over your cold? You're not drinking? Ah, there we are. Is that the Domenico rum? Pacifico?
No. This is a cask strength whiskey called a Bunnard.
Oh,
it's 60%.
Oh.
Perfect for Bernie.
Yeah, he's just going to set the tone of the season straight away.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a apricot. Cheers here, everybody. I hope everybody else has a frosty beverage as well as they're watching this and enjoying it. I have a apricot daiquiri made with some, I think it's Dominican rum, actually, dark rum. So let's see. Cheers. I'm finishing off some cocktails in the early part of the season while it's still relatively warm, because soon I'll have to turn back to the whiskeys as we get cradled by Mistress Autumn. Cool.
So some slightly different team constructions. Both went 6 wide.
All right, see what Finley brought. Which is classic Web Warriors as well. Wong. Oops, sorry. Black Cat. Wait, who am I missing? Okay, Ghost Spiders next, then Black Cat, then Baron Zemo 1, then it looks like Spectacular Spider-Man. Yep.
Indeed.
And probably Miles. Yeah, Miles. Okay, so Miles, Spectacular, Wong, Black Cat, and Ghost Spider all quite...
all 3 threats plus Wong. So this I would call more of the classic Web Warriors setup for 17 points. He's got on my sweet cakes there to counter his opponent's all webbed up turn, which could be key.
Yep, and then he's got fallback.
But
I'm a Baron after all, which is a fantastic card.
Ooh,
play this card.
Yep.
Brace and all webbed up. Pretty standard, except for the Baron one, but that's
pretty standard. I would have expected to have Spider Tracker here, but he went for I'm a Baron instead.
All right, let's see what the Pride of Finland has brought with him. He's got Miles, Toad, Wong, Black Cat, Ghost Spider, and Agent Venom. Okay.
Yep. Agent Venom is a key piece here. He doesn't allow defensive rerolls against his attacks, so he is very good at chasing Web Warriors. This is a clear indication that Mord is gonna try to not only go for the scoring, but also try to kill some characters of the opponent's team.
Okay.
He's bringing Clone Saga. Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Fallback, Wheat Cakes, all webbed up, Brace for Impact. Yeah, Clone Saga. So this is a Web Warriors card. I haven't seen this. An allied Web Warriors character.
I've never seen it played yet.
Yeah. An allied Web Warriors character can spend 2 power to play the card. Choose an enemy character with the same name or alter ego as the character that played this card. The character that played this card gains a superpower shown below. Imposter Syndrome. When attacking the chosen character, the character that played this card can modify or reroll skull results and reroll any number of dice. Wow.
And that appears to stick around for the rest of the game.
Yeah, seems there's no thing. So who's Finn got that
playable on
Yeah.
Miles, Cat, and Ghost Spider.
And spectacular, no?
Mord is not bringing spectacular.
Oh, he didn't bring it. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So it has to be the same alter ego.
So interesting. Wow.
In my personal preference, I think a spectacular Spider-Man is a better web warrior than Ghost Spider, but I can definitely see a case for bringing her over spectacular at times.
Matt Alex is in the chat, big Web Warriors player from New Hampshire in the United States, and he's mentioning the Black Cat. You can play it technically, but it's irrelevant because Black Cat
Yeah,
doesn't allow rerolls. Nice
indeed.
one.
So we're gonna see it on Ghost Spider or Miles. My guess would be Miles, but it depends on deployment here.
All right, so depending on the plan, let's talk about that. And a PHP Chronos in the house, our super fan. I will get to your question in a moment. So looks like Moore's put Ancient Venom hard left flank, so at the top of the screen. Then he's got Black Cat also left, Wong also left. Center is Ghost Spider and Toad. He's still got one character left to put down. Meanwhile, Finn has got Miles at the very top, so on his right flank. Dead center is Wong. Black Cat as well center. Ghost Spider also pretty much center. And now he's just about to put Zemo far flanking hard right.
Yes. I would not be surprised if Mords said to his Agent Venom to track down that Miles guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. With his rerolls, he has a chance. Chip in a chance. Yep. Okay, one character left for both sides. Okay, here comes Miles for Mord, also left. So he is weighting the left side of his board heavily. So that's the top of our map. Whereas Finn, I guess Finn's countering him. Yep, sure enough, countering him as well. So nobody cares about the bottom of the map for some reason. It's bad real estate. Oh no, here we go. Maybe spectacular.
I mean, Toad can easily reach the southern paranoia.
Yep.
So can both Spectacular, Gwenom, and Black Cat. So, I mean, long movers, it's not a bad idea to deploy them centrally because they are so fast, they can reach either side anyway. So we might be seeing quite a bit of moving around.
Well, that's Web Warriors, right? And I haven't seen a mirror match, so I'm very keen to understand how this goes down when they have to each wallow in their other's filth.
Okay. Toad has a great advantage here with his range 2 grab, being able to stay a bit further away from the threats of Finley.
All right, so the taco truck themed sticks are for Mord. Again, Mord from Finland. Finland is going to have a 2-day tournament in April next year. I think it's also their GT, but it's part of like the 2-day con. I think they call it Atos Kingdoms, if I'm remembering right. So if you're interested in going to see Northern Finland, is up north, take a look for that information. Which, by the way, I'm keeping a web page up with all the different 2-day or longer events in Europe. So if you go to crossthebifrost.com/events, you can find all 2-day events there that I know about. If you're not listed and want to be, just message me and I'll add you in. Steam and Fury, there you go. Thank you, Shanity. It's called Steam and Fury. Aros Kingdom was the War Machine Con. Sorry about that. So yeah, Steam and Fury is it. It is. And tell me the name of the town.
And, the name of the town?
No, I'm asking those guys where the Steam and Fury is happening. All right, looks like Mord's Toad decided not to go for the far paranoia and instead took the center right paranoia. He'll take a damage for that because he doesn't have a buddy nearby. And it looks like, let me move back a little bit. Looks like Black Cat is going to grab the paranoia disturbance and also contest the bottom point with her long move. Yep. Vasa, thank you. The Steam and Fury is in April in Vasa, Vasa. But again, go to acrossthebifrost.com/events to look it up. Belgian Masters Triple XL is happening again in March in Leopold. Huggy Bear, you'll know Leopold because that was where the War Machine WTC happened a few times on the seashore of Belgium, if you recall.
Oh, nice. But wasn't that place called Blankenberge?
Oh, there was Blankenberger. Why is it? No, they. Oh, I guess maybe Belgium Masters itself started in Leopoldsburg. That's what it is. You're
Right.
right. The WTC was in Blankenberg. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I'm all confused. Anyhow, that will be in early March. I'm definitely going to that. It was tons of fun last year. I painted up an actual freak cut, a little fries stand, and a little fries statue guy, just like they have in Belgium, in front of everywhere, basically. So I'll be bringing that
Right.
along. I'll paint it up. Miles on Mord's side went ahead and picked up the top disturbance, similar to Black Cat at the bottom, and is contesting that point as well. Back over to Finley now, see who he activates second. Irish Contest of Champions, also in April. That's in Limerick, Ireland. Limerick, Ireland will have a 2-day event. And they had a great this will be the second time they're doing it. They had one this year, which I couldn't make because of some visitors, but I'm looking to go to that as well. Okay, Finley's
You
putting.
have a 2-day event in January as well.
Yes, which you're
Really?
coming to, which is so cool.
Yes.
That's right. The Mutant Weekender is happening January 11th and 12th. Fortunately, it's sold out within 5 days. So all 64 spots have been taken up, and we've got visitors from Ireland, Belgium, France, Denmark, Finland, and Sweden, and Austria and Slovakia. I think I got everybody now. So I'm super stoked.
Great.
I'm so thrilled. Okay, Finley put his miles up to take the fourth and final disturbance, and he's just leaving them up there, kind of hanging in the wind. And now all the extracts have been taken up. Now the game really kind of begins.
Yeah. So Mord could probably get his Gwen up, impact web miles, pull him in to be able to shoot him once with Agent Venom. Finley could counter that though by moving up his Gwen, shooting Toad with impact webbing once, and then have Lifesaver online for her miles. But
how did Ghost Spider
somewhat...
just get a power? She's got 2 power now.
Mm,
oh, it's Wong. He's activating Wong, right?
Yeah.
So Wong meditated, passed the power over to Ghost Spider, and now is using second action to move onto the back point to hold it. Okay. Yep. Which is a classic move by Wong. He's gotten so popular. Remember how crappy he was? Everybody used to think he was a meme.
He's never been crappy, but there throughout the history of this game, there has been a lot of hot takes that have proven to be, quite frankly, wrong. And I've been guilty of that myself, to be fair.
Speaking of which, you have even more opportunity to give bad advice now to the community through your new podcast.
Yes, the baddest of advice.
Tell us about it.
Me and Kohler have just started a new podcast called Masters of the Multiverse, sort of alluding to the fact that we are some sort of masters after last year's WTC, and we are also running the Multiverse of Malma events, which will be returning next year.
Excellent. I'm there.
More info on that later.
Okay. Baron Zemo on Finley's side went into Mord's Miles. I heard some re-rolls happening. Let's see how the defense roll comes out. Not a great attack. 3 skulls. That's not a great start, Finley. And it looks like Miles has already saved it all. So Miles is fine.
Yeah.
And that'll be it for Baron Zemo, who spent 1 action to move up and another action to do that attack, but does give him a bleed because he got a wild.
Which is always annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PHP Corona, there's certainly a wink towards Masters of the Universe, indeed, in the podcast name, yeah. So but we're aiming at having broad discussions about sort of general principles of the game. We do some deep dives on affiliations, but we are quite theoretically orientated, both of us, thinking a lot about the game and trying to like break down certain mechanisms and forces that are in play during an MCP game. So
While I describe what's happening on the board, why don't you go ahead and put the link to your podcast into the chat? I'll explain here. Mord, after Baron Zemo finished, Mord decided to move Agent Venom up once, and it looks like he might just move him a second time to contest that point and own it. Which is not a bad move, actually, considering that Finley doesn't have any characters now to go and try to even that up. So that'll be a point to Mord. There was something else I wanted to say about what's happening around here. Well, all right. So we've got your podcast. We've got the show here tonight. We've got tournaments happening in January, February. February is up north at Tritex in north of England. March, as I mentioned, will be the Belgian Masters. April will be either Irish Contest of Champions or it could be Steam and Fury up in Finland. So you are spoiled for choice in Europe now, folks. So stop delaying. Get out there and visit one of these in real life tournaments. It's 2 days over a weekend, so it makes the time and money investment well worth it. And you get to meet lots of fun new people and play different types of metas. It's fantastic. Thank you, Huggy Bear. There in the chat is the link to their podcast.
yeah,
Okay.
the very first teaser episode.
Ooh.
Yeah, so currently in the board state, I believe you could say that Mord has put himself in a decent position to score the top point. Gwen I'm not sure she can make it there with 2 moves, but she can certainly get close enough to webline either Agent Venom or Miles off, which would make that point a draw, although Mord can easily move his Black Hat up there and still score it. Then the southern point is currently controlled by Finley.
Yep.
So, yeah. And let's see the placement of the extract holders. Wong is within 2 of Miles holding an extract on Finley's side, whereas the Black Cat in the absolute south does not have a friend nearby.
No.
So one could perhaps imagine Mord using a web line to get Miles out of 2 from Wong to deny a point there. Unless Finley moves a character down south. That could that is something that Mord could exploit here by sort of leaving the southern flank alone, forcing Finley to move a model there to not pass on a VP, so to speak, while Mord doesn't have any models down there for
look at this Black Cat. What is Mord doing?
Finley's models to make good use of.
Mord is like really packing that top point up. I'm not sure what. Maybe
I'd say this is a preemptive move for Mord is expecting Finley to use a web line to get one of his characters off that point. Now he's put 3 characters there, so it's basically no use. It doesn't achieve Finley anything. It's more or less a waste of power, you might say.
All right.
And he's also preventing the possibility for Finley to pull a character away from Miles to deny him the point extra VP for having a friend within 2 of an extract holder.
I have the numbers now. 335 players in the league this season. The last season was only 288, only in quotes, 288. So big improvement. And
I mean, it's sort of it could sort of be understood by the fact that season 14 was over the summer, and that's always a bit more difficult to arrange. But 335 is a very, very good number, and I am very much enjoying seeing the community and the TTS league grow.
Cool. Finley's moved Ghost Spider up and then had her attack Toad. Toad took 2 damage, I think. Yep. And
Yep. Oof.
and I'm gonna guess that he's gonna bug her off now, like usual. We'll see. Unless she did she do that spender where she can
Looked
move
like
as
he
well?
did too. Looked like he did. It's not a spender; it's his builder.
Builder,
But he hasn't put more power on.
Toad,
Yeah,
right?
oh yeah, he has because he spent 2 power to bring Toad in. Hit him for 2, so now he can afford a second web line into someone else.
Uh huh.
But he also needs to
Oops,
put a
sorry.
character next to Black Cat to not risk wasting a victory point. The Toad is slippery.
Yeah, I was waiting for the slippery to happen, and sure enough, there it goes. So slippery happens next.
Slippery slip.
So this is where after he takes damage, if he's still not dazed, he can spend, I think it's 2 power and move medium. Which is
That's right. Get
classic
him on
move.
that track.
Yeah. You need to either throw stuff at Toad or one-shot him, which is not easy.
Yeah. I hate him so much.
I know. He's so annoying. Anyhow, cool.
So it appears that Ghost Spider choose not to move out of there.
No, maybe to preserve
Interesting.
that second, the bonus point. Maybe like you were saying, he's worried about Ghost Spider pulling.
Yeah, but that doesn't really help because Miles is the one getting pulled
Oh,
out.
yeah, sure. All right, but maybe he's got other things on his mind. Mord, that is.
Yeah, I mean he can solve it by moving Peter Parker down to Black Cat, but that means he's putting 2 characters into the middle of nowhere, and Mord could exploit that by denying the other flank by moving a lot of his hitting power up there. So that could be a strategic advantage that he can. Finley is forced to move a character for points preservation to the south, but Mord is more free in where he wants to go.
All right, so Mord's just working out where he wants to put Ghost Spider. Getting back to PHP Chrono's question about the European bracket being about twice the size of the other brackets and whether we should split it into 2. We talked about that as a TO group, and to qualify for the eliminations rounds, you need to merely be X and 1, right? You have to have only 1 loss or less. And we worked it out where if you broke people up into 2 brackets or left them all in 1, you'd still have the same number of people qualifying. So it's kind of like pointless to try to break it up. Whereas we do break up the other ones in the United States mostly because of the time differences in each of the time zones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the brackets are mostly about like the timing of the actual games,
right?
Knowing what time of the day you're likely to play, more than breaking it down into conveniently sized mini tournaments, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And most of Europe is in, or that plays this game anyway, are in the 2 time zones, so they kind of about the same. The one all the way on the east, which is the 2 hours ahead of London, there's fewer players, so it doesn't make sense to break it up because of the time zones. At least not yet. Mord taking his time with Ghost Spider.
I think an interesting move here would be to move up Webline Miles out of 2 of Gwen.
Yep.
And serve him up to Agent Venom. Gwen is gonna be able to lightsaber him out, but that's gonna be the case basically anywhere in the middle of that board. So you're forcing her to burn power anyway. So yeah. but it seems like Mord is considering pulling Wong off of the point instead, which would mean that Finley has to choose between moving Peter Parker south to get the extra VP with by being next to Cat, or stick around and put himself back on the point that Wong was yanked off of.
All right, he's back to measuring over here. Mord's literally measured the top, the middle, and the bottom of the board, and we're going back to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'll be able to get that off. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like the easiest move would be to move Miles out of the way and deny the point that way.
Yeah, me too. Because then you're forcing Peter Parker to move down south, and that's a win because then he's far away from doing work next round.
Mm-hmm. Right. So thinking ahead, planning out the next turn. All right, he's committed to the center. Looks like Wong is going to get his attention or her attention, as the case may be. If the game slows down, Huggy Bear, I have 2 off-topic topics to talk about today. I've been saving them up.
All right.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm very hype on one and cranky about the second one.
You're never cranky, Norbert.
Irritated. All right, Ghost Spider goes into Wong indeed. And
it's a impact webbing.
Yeah, just one hit
did
though.
Not get the push.
Ooh, no. And looks like Finley's already.
I guess she was hoping to both have the cake and eat it, be able to push Wong off the point and pull Miles.
Yeah,
up.
That's right.
That would have been.
He's gambling. He's like on a riverboat in a casino, putting all his chips in. All right. Okay, so he's gonna pull Black Cat instead, I guess.
Yep, off the point.
Okay, boop. Good old Ghost Spider, almost as aggravating as Toad. Sure enough, and Finley's gonna go grab that point again. All right, where does that leave us, Huggy Bear, on the points?
So that would indicate an exactly equal scoring of 5-5.
5-5. Right, which is the maximum on the table. 4 secures, 4 paranoias, and bonus point for each person. All right. 5-5, and seems like Finley.
Why isn't he taking character measure? Yeah, he already has his character within 2 miles, so he doesn't have to bother, basically.
Yeah. So Finley's going to own the south point. Mord is dominating the north point. And Finley's also got quite a few characters guarding his home point, whereas Wong is the only one really right now. Toad is back there too on the home point. So interesting. Each are staking out their kind of area that they want to claim. All right. That should turn over the...
Yep. So some classic round 1 positioning, and now the fun starts.
Yeah. So I have to say, the Ghost Spiders didn't do terribly much, which is usually what happens at the bottom of round 1.
Yeah. Mord's pulled the Black Cat off the point, and Finley put his Ghost Spider up to... he pulled Toad in to do an attack, and then positioned her to have a lifesaver online for later.
Okay. Are they hitting the button? What's going on?
I lost visual on the table, Norbert.
Have you? Maybe it crashed. Yeah, sure enough, it crashed. So I have to wait. Let's see if I can force restart this thing.
Ooh,
oh no, there it comes back. Oh no, it was just the... Sometimes the cleanup button takes a long time to do its thing. Anyway, we're back. So it'll be Mord. Mord starting priority.
Yep, Prio still with Mord.
Mm-hmm.
So Toad is a bit dinged up. Could go down to a casual attack from one of Finley's pieces.
You know, I just noticed that Finley
Where?
used his "I'm a Baron after all" card already.
He did.
Which
That's why he was able to attack Miles round one.
did he double move?
I think he has to in order to reach the middle because otherwise you don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
So
with a long move.
he double moved.
I think he played it to do a spender.
That was a
Yeah,
spender.
that would explain why he's on only one power.
Okay. So help everybody understand that. So he moved up one, then played the card because it's round one. One of the things you can do is give yourself power equal to the number of rounds. So that would have been 1 power extra. So now he's on 2 power. Maybe he charged with those 2 power.
Charged and then moved.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I thought it was a bit odd that he reached Miles in one go because long move doesn't really get you to the midline within one of an objective on the midline. So, I mean, Miles is slightly more forward than he would have had to be. So, some more careful placement there from Mord would have made it a bit more difficult for Finley there, but the result is likely to have been the same anyway.
Okay.
All right. But Mord has to. Thing of note is that this is a game where you don't really want to have prio. Because you want to be the one going last and putting the last hand to the table. So Mord is most likely looking for an opportunity to take out one of Finley's characters and have priority swing.
Agent Venom spent 2 power to do his
yeah.
web swing, looks like.
Yep.
So it looks like Agent Venom is on the hunt.
So if he gets close enough to Miles, then not even Lifesaver will get him far enough away.
Looks like he'll be right on top of him. Yep.
Yep. Gwen's damage output is nothing to be sneezed at, though.
No,
so
absolutely
we'll
not.
careful.
Sometimes it just she pops off more than you know would expect, and then she's got all the movement shenanigans on top of it. It's ugly.
Yep.
I prioritize taking her out typically when I'm playing against Web Warriors. Because once she's off the table, a lot of their nonsense goes away.
Absolutely.
All right.
So question is who's getting attacked here? They're not using any arrows.
Not arrows. Okay, thank you guys.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Miles.
Who has a disturbance, don't forget.
He does.
But another crappy roll. Jeez Louise, guys. Warm up those dice before you show up here. You embarrassing us.
Well, crappy roll. It's average.
I demand more, Huggy Bear.
Yeah. Well, this is not a game of averages, so...
That's right. Is that the second attack? Maybe doing one?
I guess Agent Venom would have loved to score one more power here to be able to throw the tank into Miles, but sadly for him, that did not happen.
No. Miles didn't get his rerolls because it's Agent Venom. Agent Venom prevents rerolls, but he didn't need them.
Yep.
Nonetheless, Miles is still 3 out of 5 hit points, and is bleeding, I guess? Is that the symbol for bleeding?
Yeah, but Wong is in a great position to heal him up.
Yeah. Good old Wong. Wongers! Yeah! Watching those Sopranos. Did you see Wolverine and Deadpool?
I did.
Yes?
It was great.
It was great. It was great. I can't understand any of the haters.
We've all been waiting for a good Marvel movie.
And they said so right to our face in the film. It was so funny. Here you go, boys. Here's your wet dream.
I actually have a small disagreement there.
Go ahead.
Because in the movie, spoiler alert, everyone.
Yeah.
At one point during the movie, they ironize about the fact that the multiverse saga hasn't panned out the way that Marvel was hoping. But I would actually like to say that it's mostly the um, productions that haven't been about the multiverse saga that have been flops.
Oh, interesting. Mm.
Because the great Marvel movies of this recent years are
Hmm.
Spider-Man: No Way Home and Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness.
Hmm.
So those are the two main multiversal saga movies.
Hmm.
Um, I guess, and then there was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which was horrible.
Horrible.
Uh,
Oh my God.
but but uh, it wasn't all that much about the multiverse. A bit,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, sort of.
but it
Yeah.
was mainly about more about the quantum realm, really,
Yes,
than the
that's
multiverse.
right. I really like too much about the quantum realms. Like, oh, enough already. Fair point.
So yeah, I agree that Marvel hasn't been having a great run for the in the recent years, but the multiverse is not the problem. It's the crappy writing.
Well, take it up with Deadpool.
Yeah,
All right, PHP Chrono, you can put the spoiler alert is complete. People can watch again. So write that in the chat if you would. I got a sweet Wolverine T-shirt based on the film. Did you see it? I posted a picture of it.
I might have seen it, but I can't remember now.
Oh man, it's such a great. They had a Deadpool shirt and a Wolverine shirt that they came out with here in the UK, and I bought the Wolverine
Nice.
one. It looks so great. I love it so much. Um, yeah, that film was amazing. It was so good. Okay, so Wong went ahead and healed Miles. So Miles, that's Finley's Miles, got healed by 2 points, and I think he must have just meditated because that was all he did. And so it's over to Mord now. He's still thinking about what he wants to do next.
I mean, he could have punched Agent Venom and still generated that power. Maybe he didn't want to feed him power. Agent Venom gets very dangerous when he has a pile of power on him. His beam is nuts.
Who? Agent Venom has his beam?
He has a beam, a spender that is a beam.
Spender. Got it. Okay. Mord taking his time, so I'm going to keep going on the movies and tell you about my topic. Oh, wait. Ooh, here we go.
Yep.
This looks like Miles going into Baron Zemo. So
Yep.
this is Mord's Miles going into Baron Zemo. A lot of rerolls.
Mord's Miles.
Mord's Miles. Ooh.
Yeah, good block.
Good block. Oh, yeah.
But it seems is
He's rerolling now.
confused.
Oh, my God. Finley rolling. Fantastic hit.
Mord's turn?
Yeah, it's Mord's turn. It's Mord's turn.
No, he did. Mord activated Wong. We just didn't notice. He activated Wong and healed his Toad. I can see it now. But ooh, that's a dazed. Oh my god.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, I see. Yes, you're right. Okay, Barry, I beg your pardon. So this is Baron Zemo. Wow. So Finley, that roll I thought was a defense roll. It's actually an attack roll, and it was fantastic.
Yep.
Jesus. 6 hits. Ooh. Miles sucked that one up right in the face. Boom.
Yeah. Very bad news for Mord.
Okay, so
Because
let's recap.
yeah.
Finley's Wong healed Finley's Miles. Then Mord's Wong healed Toad. Then back over to Finley. Baron Zemo went into Miles, Mord's Miles, who has the token, managed to daze him with alacrity. Did he grab the? Yeah, sure enough, he grabbed the disturbance.
He did.
So he took a point of damage for that.
Took 1 damage, but he could easily heal that.
Yeah, I think he forgot to.
Getting out. Maybe, yeah, he forgot.
He forgot to. He should have healed it. You're right. So for folks at home, he could have paid power and healed himself that 1 power off of the extremist point, but he failed to do that. And that must have been. Then he used his second action to walk towards the center, as you just saw.
Maybe he got too excited over the successful attack roll.
Yeah, for sure. The red mist hit him.
So that was a very impactful event. because Mord's remaining activations aren't uh, too big in the damage dealing department. So at the moment, I'm having a hard time seeing him getting any of the extracts back off of Finley. Whereas Finley has both Spectacular Spider-Man and Miles left to activate, who can dish out um, quite a bit of damage to more squishy characters. If he can deny him an activation by, for instance, putting 6 dice for Miles into Ghost Spider, followed by 4, maybe getting the throw, forcing out the brace for impact, that could be very significant.
All right. Let's see. So we're now over to Mord again. Just want to give a big props to Carl, the lead developer now on the TTS mod. If you notice, all the tokens have been updated to the mightiest core box standard, so the modern standard. He's also added a ton of cards and different ways of playing and stuff like that down here at the bottom. I think Mojo Ball is in there now. I mean, it's all modernized to the latest things. We also had some help in getting 3D models printed up.
Sorry, Norbert. Thing of note here.
Go.
Don't do this at home. That was an illegal measurement going on from Finley there.
Ooh, yeah.
He spent 2 power to use web swing with Miles.
Yep.
Put him within 3 of his current position, but he put the range 3 out from Gwen to find the optimal placement for Miles. That is not allowed. That is using 2 range 3 tokens measurement tools simultaneously.
Yes.
Effectively.
Agreed.
You have to put it on Miles.
Yes. Thank you. Help people understand how to play the game. Good job. Okay. So nonetheless, he web swung there. I suppose did he attack Ghost Spider? It looks like he only did 2 hits. And
it looks like he did, but yeah, she did. She blocked it all.
Yep. So then he decides to move away and heal himself on the home point.
Indeed.
Toad, meanwhile, now freshly healed by Wong, is going to go move up to the top where he'll be nice and safe, holding the 1 extract. Well, relatively safe.
Yeah. But this is sort of forcing Black Cat to remain in place because Miles doesn't count for scoring since he's dazed.
Yep. Or for the bonus point.
Exactly, that he doesn't count for the bonus point.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he could just as well. I mean, if he had stuck around with Wong, then he could have freed up Black Cat to move elsewhere. But now she sort of has to remain in place.
I see. Yeah, because
maybe she could get within 3 of Simo anyway and put a troublemaker into him. That seems like a nice move, setting up for a better round 3 than a round 2, because round 2 is looking pretty grim for Mord at the moment.
Yeah.
Finley is currently looking at for 6 points, whereas Mord is currently only looking to get 4.
So it looks like Finley is moving his Black Cat just outside of 3 of Ghost Spider, which is that his the web line distance?
No, web line is range 4, but I would assume it's about the stealth.
Stealth, got it.
And she's also front stopped herself to Wong, so it's Mord's Ghost Spider can't get her Black Cat off that point without moving first.
I should mention that Finley recently was able to join a WTC team. He'll be playing one of the...
Nice.
Yeah. He got picked up by one of the Danish teams who had a drop. So Finley will be coming along, which is going to be great for him.
The good old Danelaw.
Danelaw. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
He's got abducted by the Vikings and brought back into the homeland to serve as his new masters. Yeah. I don't know if Mord is on a WTC team. Maybe one of the Finnish guys in the chat could let us know if he's one of the WTC team's members. It'd be lovely to see him there in real life. Which is only
Are some very good players over in Finland, so
oh
look
yeah,
out
very
for
much
those
so.
guys.
I've heard it confirmed that he is in the Fantastic Five, almost certainly, which is a great name. Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta love these Finns. I remember going to the Iron Moot with you. This was a really awesome 3-day convention for War Machine in Sweden, but it had a sauna in the basement, and so all the Finns corralled us. Remember, all the Finns corralled us downstairs, and we all had to get naked and had to. We got naked and went into the sauna, drinking vodka, beating each other with those branches. It was great.
Yeah.
They love making fun of the Swedes, which was kind of funny. But how low, how not very hot you make your saunas comparative to the Finnish ones.
I can imagine. I'm going to Finland next week.
Oh yeah, is this one
On
of
a
your book
business trip,
tours?
though, so it's with work. So
Oh yeah, cool.
might have some trouble streaming next week, but
All right.
due to that. But
Is this your
well,
book
be
you're
interesting. Well,
promoting, or one of the ones you're
no,
editing?
no. It's the company I'm working for. We're having a conference.
Oh, okay. Which is it? What town?
Helsinki.
Okay, great. Bring your swimming shorts, or be prepared.
Certainly will.
There's gonna be sauna.
Hot sauna. Maybe with some Kosken.
There's if you want to close some deals in Finland, you need to be prepared to be in the sauna. If you want that little,
I expect nothing less.
you want those pre-orders, you need to get in the sauna and suck it up. Don't say how hot it is. Let's see.
So,
Clone Saga, here we go.
Oh, it's the Clone Saga. Some Gwen on Gwen action.
Oh, Jarvis's Protocols, Dracane is in the chat. Welcome, my friend. If you are looking for one of the best ways to prepare for your games outside of the game, definitely download or use on the browser Jarvis's Protocol. It's fantastic ecosystem. You can also see a video about him, where I interviewed him and talking about the app and where it's going and where it's come from and his philosophy. So check that out on my channel, which is YouTube/Dr. Dr. Norbert Games. Okay, so what happened? He Board's Gwen, what's her name's Ghost Spider.
He did a impact webbing that managed to do exactly 1 damage.
But he's played Clone Saga, so he now. Yeah. Who did he play it on though? Who's
the Gwen against the other Gwen.
Okay, got it. That's
but
funny.
That didn't help him a lot.
He didn't roll any skulls
so far.
All right, so now he's got basically like blind obsession-ish kind of activity going on against Finley's Ghost Spider. God, these rolls have been... I guess it's just, everybody's got to warm up after a summer away from the game.
Well, the thing of note is that Finley's Gwen is within 2 of Agent Simo, so she's rolling 2 defensive rerolls.
Oh, nice. Wow, good point. Very good point. Finley capitalizing on the what makes one of the great things about Warbringer is all the rerolls that they get. Interesting. Over the summer, Carl did some tinkering to the mod. I wonder if he toned down the dice rollers. Just shifted things over more on the non-success side, just a little bit. Just keep people on their toes.
Right.
PHP, I don't think it's just the blue roller. I think he's toned both rollers. They're both rolling badly now. Carl's
play criminals.
You play criminals. You don't have to roll anything. Okay. It looks like
Getting Wong off the point
yeah.
doesn't matter
Mord's
that
Gwen.
much, given that Finley already has Miles on the point anyway. So no points are
Yeah.
shifting hands this way.
Yeah. So Mord's Gwenpool, Mord's Ghost Spider attacked Finley's Ghost Spider, but then also pushed her away. That's why it's sort of over to the top right now. And now used his other ability to pull Wong off the point and square in the middle of the
Yeah.
board.
See, it's up to Finley. Finley is looking to have a very big round two, so it will be up to him to set up for a round three where he can get away with enough points to take the game home. I think he will quite easily get to 11 points here.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I see, Spectacular Spider-Man's at the
At least
bottom.
at the moment, yeah.
He's just
And
going to stay
that
there.
bottom point is also contested by. Oh yeah, he has his. He has his Gwenom left to go as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So Finley's activating
Heal,
Ghost Spider.
heal Miles, and then she can. Yeah, she can get Wong off the point to actually have that VP not only get denied to Mord, but also fall into the hands of Finley. So this is setting up for him to have actually a 7 point, which is, that's going to be tough for Mord next round.
Well, this is good to see from WTC players. It'd be very interesting to see how these guys then perform in real life as they're honing their craft. We've got 7 weeks to the big show, and so it's getting down to it.
Yeah,
Not quite
it's
there.
soon.
It's very soon.
Do you have your list locked down yet, Norbert?
No. Tinkering. It's not wholesale changes, but not locked.
But you know which affiliation you'll.
Oh yeah. And and I'm just tweaking the splashes basically at this point.
Right.
I listened to your show talking about the spider foes.
Mm-hmm.
And you started the show. Kolar was saying how often you played them and how well you did and everything. What didn't get mentioned was how I beat you against your spider foes on the Friday of the Swedish win.
That's right, you did. You
Yeah,
did. I was still learning that back then.
It was only a learning game. Is that why I didn't get mentioned?
Yeah, exactly. But I did say I'm unbeaten in competitive games.
Okay.
I'm no longer beaten in competitive games, but unbeaten in competitive games. I am no longer unbeaten in competitive games with spider foes, sadly. I've lost one.
I think that's still pretty good. Ranta Panda, I think Ranta Panda 4. Welcome, first time chatter. He says Agent Venom whiffing and Zemo spiking was big. Gwen taking out Gwen would have been kind of an out, but now it's just worse.
It's true that was big, but it was also due to the fact that the big advantage that Finley has by not having Prio here, because that means that he gets to react to all the moves that Mord does. Mord has to be successful in everything he does, basically, to capitalize on Prio. Whereas Finley doesn't have to be that because it's more forgiving having the last activation, especially with Web Warriors, because they're pretty good at surviving, even though they don't have the best output. Now he was lucky with Zemo, for sure. But even though the reason that happened was that Mord had a sort of a clock on him, forcing him to do something with Agent Venom early. It didn't pan out. I mean, 5 dice attacks are 5 dice attacks.
So it looks like... sorry.
Sadly for Mord, this is a very, very fast crisis combination.
Right.
So I mean, the basic problem here is that he brought a uh, gun to a scoring fight. Uh,
Which misfired.
yeah, sadly.
Okay, so Finley, his Ghost Spider, I think just moved to the bottom of the screen, basically. Meanwhile, then Mord used his last activation with Black Cat to attack Baron Zemo. Did quite a bit of damage to him, and also I think the stagger must have been,
Exactly one damage.
yeah, for the cat's claws,
Because
right?
that's the troublemaker. But
Troublemaker,
now I
thanks.
think he gets to do the cat claws as well because he was already within 3 and he got the elusive.
Right. So he moved a little bit forward short from the elusive trigger off of the Troublemaker, and now he's doing a cat's claw into Zemo.
Who blocks it all?
Yeah, who blocks it all? Not surprising. Not too
I mean,
surprising.
Web Warriors versus Web Warriors is bound to be a pillow fight because of all the defensive tech everywhere.
Yeah. Unless you're Baron
PHP Chrono
Zemo.
asks, do
Baron
the foes
Zemo.
want to duel with Kingpin?
He's like a god on this table. He's the one-eyed man in the land of the blind here. Ooh,
He did
spectacular.
get a nice fight.
Why is he leaving the point? I guess he's going to go forward and then swing back onto it.
Yeah. He's gonna move, attack, swing back.
Yeah, cool. 3 hits into 2 crits to save. The crits roll into nothing, but he gets his leadership reroll, and that rolls into another save. So yeah, no damage, just like Huggy Bear predicted.
1 damage.
Okay, 1 damage.
4 hits at the 3 block.
Huzzah!
But I mean, Peter Parker has range 3, so maybe he could have almost been on the point and still attacked Wong. And if he got his, or maybe he can get back anyway. Yeah, looks like it. And then,
So what was that move? Was that move part of the attack?
it's the trigger. He has if he has a hit and a wild on his attack roll, he gets to move short for free.
Okay.
And
now he's doing his other long range attack.
Yeah, this is a third action. He did a move action first. He shouldn't have. This is a mistake.
Should he have web swung first, done the attack, got the elusive back, and then?
Yeah, if he had done that, but he didn't spend power for web swing.
Yeah,
before
weird.
doing it. So I think they realized mid dice roll and just canceled that.
Oh, I see. Okay, cancel the second attack.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. All right.
Mord scores 3, and Finley looks like he's scoring 7. Yikes!
So that's 12-8. Yep, there we are.
Yeah.
Going into round 3, and guess what? We said it was going to be round
so
3.
He's Finley. This is huge. It's basically Finley is an entire round ahead of Mord scoring wise. 4 points is a decent round worth of scoring. So
Yeah. Glenn's pointed out that Spectacular is still sitting on 4 power, so maybe they didn't cancel it out. So maybe there was just
right. So a mistake there then, misplay.
Yeah.
Screen turned black again. Probably. Yep. Oh.
Yeah, we got timed out. It crashed. It's been having some problems.
Womp, womp.
Wah, 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 wah. All right, let me try to get back in.
So what was it you were cranky about, Norbert?
You're gonna go right for the cranky, not the fun stuff. Let's see. I am okay. Just turn it back. Tabletop Simulator. I learned about something new from the RPG role-playing game community yesterday. That is just kind of bizarre. So apparently, okay, role-playing games typically you play at home, right, with your friends, maybe in a pub or a cafe, sure, but you're playing it for yourself and your friends, right? And so, but then there's like this new phenomenon, which I think is really great, where like professionals or even just ordinary people, but they stream their games, right, for entertainment value, essentially. So like, they play their game, and it could be just like they're playing the game and it's filmed, or it could be really professional, like that Critical Role type of phenomenon. Okay, which is totally cool. But anyway, the streaming people, or I don't know how it happened, but they call themselves actual players. So if you're streaming the game, you're saying I'm an actual player, or I do actual play. Which the cranky part is that doesn't make any sense. Like what do you mean? Like other people who play for themselves are not actually playing? That is, or they're imaginary players? I like, and it's not descriptive. Like if somebody walked up to me and said, do you actually play this game?" I would say yes, if I just played at home. Like it doesn't make sense that implies I stream it for other people to watch. Right? You see what I'm
Right?
saying?
Yeah, I not really. It seems like there's a sort of language confusion to me here.
Okay.
Some nuance I'm not getting really.
If I said to you, say Huggy Bear, you play Dungeons and Dragons at home, and
Okay,
I said to you, you're not really an actual player.
because I'm not streaming.
Correct. Does that,
Okay, so is that what they're saying?
that's what they're saying.
Oh, weird.
I told you. Like I said, it's not weird what they're doing.
That just sounds like attention seeking.
It's so bizarre. Like what? Like you could say I'm a entertainer, or I stream, I'm a RPG streamer or something. Where it's descriptive, so you understand what they do. So
Right.
not only is it not descriptive, but it also is a little arrogant to say that you're an actual player, but all the other plebs that do it in their basements are not actual players. Like what? There you go. There's my rant.
All right.
Maybe the Gen Z.
I was expecting something worse,
Oh
to
come
be
on!
honest.
What am I gonna? I'm gonna let, this is a family show, Huggy Bear, as you well know.
Indeed, indeed. No swearing, no sexual references.
Yeah, no. This is the guy who mistaked what a hadron collider was called.
Hey, hard-on enforcer, Norbert.
Family show, Huggy Bear. This is only week 1, for God's sakes.
And it's only gonna get worse.
All right,
So
so
did they get the game up again?
yeah, the game's work. Oh, sorry, I have to send it back to you. But it's the damn overhead display gets borked when this happens. So, but we'll make do.
Yeah, absolutely. The tokens start to malfunction and whatnot.
Yeah. So let me know if you can see it.
Have to be yeah. So we'll have to pay attention to who's who.
Yeah. So we'll play them now.
I
Somebody
think
just got dazed. I think it's
there
Zemo.
is some way of troubleshooting yourself out of this, like reloading the mod somehow, or well, yeah, whatever. It's gonna.
I think Zemo got dazed and dropped his token. I think. Because I see the
Look.
the
Yeah, by
stagger token
Agent
on.
Venom there, yeah.
Yep. So Agent Venom's now going to go after Finley's Miles next. Oh, it's all webbed up. Thanks, Glenn. So Mort threw down all webbed up as well. So there's going to be extra damage going out. And that's a good hit. There we go. 4 hits. This is what Mort needs. He's desperate for this. Into just 1 save so far.
Yep, so not enough.
Yes. Yep, Miles is still okay. He's bleeding and slow, but he's still in there.
He doesn't care. He's web swinging all the way to the bank.
Yeah. Okay, and Agent Venom looks like he's picked up that token from Zemo. And
Taking a damage then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he didn't take the damage? I think Wong is Finley's Wong, so he should have taken a damage there. So a couple of mistakes on both sides here. Oh, PHP Chrono saying the overlay will fix itself now anytime they put a tool on the character. That's great. So Carl working his magic in the
Nice.
background. Thank you, Carl.
Yes. All hail Carl.
Carl, yeah, Carl Savior, our Lord and Savior of MCP.
Yes. Absolutely. We get all these animations or all these 3D sculpts now way faster.
Yeah. Now that's not just Carl. There is another guy who's volunteered to do the work of taking the photos and making it. And the guy apparently is a wizard at it because he cranks them out super fast. So as soon as models come out, he's able to do it somehow. Because the cheat code, the cheat way that we used to do it doesn't work anymore because of the way MG puts out their model pictures. We used to be able to take it off of the 3D models spinning on the AMG site, but that doesn't work anymore. They've done it differently. But then this guy stepped up and is a master at it, as I said. And so he just cranks them out straight away. So we're super thankful to him. I wish I remembered his name. I'm so sorry, whoever you are.
Don't mention his name.
Don't.
Let him fly on the radar.
Oh, the radar. Do his thing. Okay, Age of Venom then web swings out of the danger zone to the top of the screen, doing a lot of work that turn. Good job with all webbed up on there. So who's slowed? It looks like Finley's Miles is slowed and Baron Zemo's slowed. Oh, and Wong.
Yeah, and Wong.
Yeah.
So I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Miles will be having some wheat cakes now.
So Age of Venom apparently threw Miles as well, but Finley braced it. Thanks, Glenn.
Yep. So Brace is now spent, so that opens up some more options for both more Smiles and Agent Venom too.
Finley just took Aunt May's wheat cakes and removed the slow off of Miles.
Seems like a good thing to do.
You know, in Finland, instead of wheat cakes, you probably have those little Swedish bread cracker things. What do you call them?
Swedish cracker things? There are a ton of them.
They're rectangular.
The sweet ones? Or...
The knäckebrot is how they say it in
knäckebrot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not really crackers. It's hard bread.
Yeah, like made of rye bread. Delicious. Very good with butter and some nice herring or smoked salmon on top with a little,
or just cheese.
A little dill. Ooh, delicious. My wife likes it with fish eggs, roe, and butter.
Yep.
Tasty.
Always butter.
I think me and my wife are going to crash at your house. We just want to have some Swedish hospitality, Huggy Berry. She loves Swedish people and culture. I feel like we're going to crash. And your wife, with her profession, would be amazing dinner companion to talk to all night long.
Oh, for sure. She is very friendly, very nice woman.
No, yeah, but also got an interesting profession, so lots of interesting topics to discuss. Amazing. All right, Miles is getting the hell out. He's web swinging and double moving onto the bottom point. You're just the pretty face, Huggy Bear, I'm afraid to say. She'd be the one I'd be interested. One of the Finnish players is in the chat telling me knäckebröd is all right, but have you tried hamburgers? Now, I'm American, so I have an idea of what I think is a hamburger, but I wonder what a Finnish hamburger is, or unless it's the same thing. I'm not sure if this is a joke or there's a Finnish delicacy of some kind called a hamburger. So please enlighten us. Right, so that's Miles in the south there, completely by himself. Mord is going to move his Miles now through his web swing. Looks like he's just going to put him on the back point. Maybe not.
I think he needs to get... You should preferably get some extracts off of Finley's characters. mean, he does have a ton of power, so he can afford moving web swing in and then doing the Venom Blast into Black Cat to strip her of her um, disturbance token. Seems like a pretty good move at this point.
Mm-hmm. So the good thing I want to tell everybody is that don't go see the new Crow reboot that is out now. It's been like all the critics have said, and the audience too. It's horrible, but it inspired me to rewatch the original Crow movie from 1994, which you can find on YouTube, believe it or not.
Mhm.
I highly recommend that movie to, and especially you Gen Z folks out there. I mean, 1994 is ages ago, but
I did see it sometime in the 90s.
I saw it in release, okay, in the theater, so in cinema. I mean, let's get real. You see my head. But
Yeah.
oh my God, is that film good? It is so good. I watched it last night because I really had a hankering for it because of the remake, and man, it was so good. And it's the cinematography. How am I saying that? Cinematography. I don't know.
Cinematography?
Yeah, just unreal. And the soundtrack, though, if you don't want to watch the film, just go to Spotify and look up the Crow 1994 Crow original soundtrack. They had the hottest acts that were just emerging in the 90s write original songs for this film, and they kill. They kill. Just watch it, listen to the album, and it is a treat. But then you can watch the film as they integrate these songs into the certain aspects of the film. Holy moly, is it good? And you know, the film was like, it was done on a budget, shoestring, and it had a lot of problems. At least not least of which was the main actor being killed 3 days before they wrapped
Yeah.
up shooting. It's unreal that they made pull this thing together. Please watch it. Do yourselves a favor and write to us in the comments if you watch it and tell me I'm wrong. I mean, you can. I mean, I'd be gladly to hear the criticism, but you have to do this. It's an hour and a half, very very tight film compared to most these days. So you watch it. It's fantastic. Anybody in the chat, please tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, we got two people backing me up. One on the film, one on the album. The album is amazing. I wish they would do that. First of all, they don't do albums anymore, which is kind of sad. But secondly, I don't think films come with albums. Like that was the thing in the '90s. Sometimes a little gratuitous, like they would just throw songs together that kind of were inspired by the film. But these were the ones that were still the songs were actually used in the film. Holy moly, is it good? So there's my positivity for the day.
Yeah. Very positive. But Norbert, you're generally positive to a lot of things.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. If people have questions about The Crow from 1994, please let me know because I'll do anything in my power to convince you to watch it and hopefully love it. It's dated. Okay, it's 20 years old, so, you know, the CGI isn't what it is today. And, you know, they had to make some shortcuts with the sets and stuff because they had no money. But it doesn't detract from it terribly much, which makes the remake of today really a shame. Because if they had put proper, like, what the hell's his name? The Hitman film, not the Hitman film, sorry, but the Keanu Reeves, and he's an assassin. What the hell is the name of the John Wick? If they had the choreography of John Wick, those guys who could do that choreography, and the CGI of today, and added it into this with maybe better sound, obviously, holy moly, that movie would kill. But they decided not to do that. They did some bizarro gothic thing, like a emo. It seems like an emo film from what I'm reading from all the reviews.
Right.
So
With a Swedish actor.
yeah, I mean, and he looks great. I mean, physically, I don't like the way they did the makeup because it's not the same. But he could totally pull it off had he been given a different direction. 30 years old. Crap. It's a 30-year-old movie. Shit. Thanks,
Yeah.
Shin 40K. Thanks a lot. Holy moly.
Almost as old as I am.
Oh man, 30. Okay, 30 years old, but
So
the
Finley
music still
needs
kills.
to Mortis really taking his time considering what to do with Miles. Finley needs to scrape together 4 points. He's got 3 only on the southern point. 1 from the disturbance token of Miles, 1 from the bonus points from the spectacular, and 1 from the point itself. So if he can just keep those 2 guys at peace and then somehow get 1 more point, like conserve the point of his own Black Cat before Miles gets to take it away. I think there's a clock on Miles' activation area. He has to go now, or Black Cat is gonna skedaddle. And that could be it. Because that puts both disturbance tokens as tokens basically out of reach.
What decade was it when you were in your 20s?
Sorry?
What decade was it when you were in your 20s?
I turned 20 in 2005.
Oh shit. I was hoping that I need somebody to back me up on the statement that the 90s were a fantastic time to grow up.
I mean, it was like someone said, a vacation from history.
Yeah,
Nothing bad happened in the 90s except the
AIDS
the Balkan
and crack.
Wars and stuff. But AIDS was turned up in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, it was still a problem in the 90s.
I
for
suppose
sure.
it was more heroin and heroin and cocaine. Crack cocaine still.
Internet, porn, and
yeah, well, that was just starting.
But I mean, compared to basically any other decade throughout history, it was pretty great.
It was pretty great. It was my decade. I feel very fortunate about it now, looking back. Okay, Moore's Miles went to the home point on the left there and is attacking someone.
Black Cat.
Black Cat. Oh yeah, there he is. Black Cat on the home point as well.
And he spent power for the Venom Blast, and he's doing 0 damage, which is actually a good thing.
Yeah, tell the people why.
Because now Finley's Black Cat is still on 1 power, so she can't steal the token back.
Mm-hmm. Right. So if people aren't familiar with Miles's Venom, it's his Venom attack. It's a spender. It does some damage, but more importantly, it makes you drop your extracts.
Oh.
And now
Finley is popping his all webbed up.
Yeah, look at that. And got a lot of people. Got Miles, Wong, and Ghost Spider.
Ooh, and then Black Cat is attacking Miles, it seems. So
Cat's claws.
maybe. So yeah, 2 6-dice attacks to do 5 damage through those rerolls. Maybe. I mean, it's most likely easier to take out Gwen, but
Well, all webbed up is in play though.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Finley using a lot of his cards. I was just taking a look. He's only got fallback left, so he's making good use out of his tactics cards. And
well, it's not a rare sight to see a game where the winner is the one having played the most tactics cards. Like, if you get a chance to get good value out of them, use them, because a lot of the time tactics card just end up not getting used throughout a game, and then
Yeah. Then what are you
you're
even
not
doing?
getting the value.
Are you even playing MCP, bro? Did you hear that in the mini extravaganza during their panel discussion where they didn't even think initially that tactics cards were a big part of the game?
Ah,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
Yeah. That's why some of them were so broken. They or I guess they were implying that because they didn't think they were that a big deal and they weren't paying that close attention to them or making them more fun or whatever. Yeah. And they realized then, as the game was released, how crucial they were for the game, and they started to really focus their efforts on making them the quality cards they are today.
Yeah.
Okay, Miles didn't get his extract stolen from Black Cat. Wow. Okay, she didn't have enough power to do it, and she's not within one. I don't think, anyway.
Looks like some damage going through now. If safe for rerolls though. Oof, no blocks, 4 damage. Wow.
Yikes. Wow. So this is Finley's Black Cat into Miles. On Mord's side, it's very hard to keep track of whose characters we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
But thing of note is that Finley's Black Cat is healthy, whereas Mort's Miles is injured. So Finley is still currently scoring the Western secure.
Right. Good point. Very good point. And with her stealth and
So,
defensive tech, she's going to sit there and tank a lot of stuff.
yeah. Finley has 3 activations to go, namely Spectacular, Gwen, and Wong. Mort has 4, which is Toad, Wong, Black Cat, and Gwen. Given the positioning, I'm having a hard time seeing him get a lot of work out of Black Cat and Toad. Wong is not a character that he's a supporting character. He doesn't do a lot, so I think it's up to Ghost Spider to try and deny the points that Finley need to score out this game. He probably needs to save her a little bit for her to be really impactful. Like, try to activate something else first. Like Wong.
Wong.
The slow Wong. Looks like he spent the power to remove slow off of Gwen.
Yes, you're right. Good call. So this is Wong removing a condition. He removed it off of his own Ghost Spider, who was slowed, which is not great in the all webmed up turn. And then is deciding to use his second action to move back onto the point. Now, I can't tell the color. Is Wong healthy or injured?
He is healthy.
Healthy. All right, so he'll block that point that Black Cat is currently scoring.
I mean, everyone on the table is healthy except Mord's Miles and Finley's Simo.
Wheat Cakes got played. Thanks, guys. Wheat Cakes got played by Mord, which took the slow off of somebody, so it wasn't Wong taking it off. Thanks, guys. But apparently, he was supposed to also remove damage from the card off of Miles and didn't do it. He did. Now people are saying they did. Now they're having a little argument in chat. Did he? Or did he?
Just did. And now he healed him for another one.
Yeah, healed him off of the point. Yeah.
So currently, Mord is looking at for 6 points, taking him to 14.
Yep.
But Finley still only has to secure 1 point. Mord will have the last activation though, as things stand, which could be very significant. So I'm sure he's Finley's looking to find a way to take out an unactivated character on Mord's side.
Good point. Which he has a lot to choose from. Let's see. It'd be, well, Toad's all the way at the
It's
top.
basically, it's only Miles because Toad and Black Cat are way at the top and
Yeah.
out of reach for Finley's unactivated models. So
I mean,
basically has
looking
to,
at it, Mord's able to recover 2 of the extracts he didn't have before. So
Yep.
Mord's Miles and Mord's Agent Venom have extracts. So he's got 3 out of the 4 now, which is really good.
yeah, I would actually not be that surprised to see a 4th round now, where Finley ends this round on 15 and Mord ends this on 14.
Ooh,
It's
tight.
quite possible.
That'd be exciting.
Indeed.
Yeah. Mord pulling it together. But you'd expect that. Mord suffered a lot, but also got a lot of power. Also had the old webbed up turn. And so, it gets a little bit of a crackback.
Yep.
Which is, always frustrating because, like, if you're the Finley player, you're like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Look at all these points I scored and everything. But then, the next round comes around and everything kind of slips through your fingers a bit. But that's,
yeah, I mean, if this goes to a 4th round, I would consider it quite an open affair. Could go either way.
Yeah, I agree. It should be pretty boss. I mean, that's one of the great things about this game.
Yep. Agreed.
All right. This is Finley now. Is it his ghost spider attacking Wong?
Wong has already activated. So this
3
is not
skulls. Lordy.
Ooh.
No saves, though. Unless the reroll does something. Yeah, reroll goes into 1 save. So he's going to take 2 hits. Oh, leaves him on 1. Finley with the 3 skulls.
Well, it does help him insofar as if Wong goes down, then the point is back in Mord's hand.
Yeah. No, Finley's hand.
Finley's hand.
Yeah. Be good.
Mm-hmm. The question is where you want to.
Well, you got to finish Wong off, right? I mean, you've committed at this point.
Yeah, but the thing is, he might whiff. So at this point, it might be a better option to just move her to the eastern secure, or even the southern one to free up Spectacular Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. And also give
Be the
Miles
one to move up and
Miles will get this bonus point. Well, get because he's holding the extra.
well, yeah, he's already having that from Spectacular.
Yeah, sure, but
Spectacular can move away. He's
right.
He has the magic number 5 of power, which means he can both web swing and throw someone off a point. So
magic number, I like that.
He might be key here.
Big news. I don't know if you knew this, but I became one of the admins of the fan server on Discord.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Another unpaid job for the community. Hooray. I mean, Neglodar and Thoros do.
You're a true collector of those. And we love you for it.
I'm very wealthy. With volunteer jobs. Neglodar and Thoros, of course, have been admins for some time there. But the owner of it decided to step down for some family reasons and asked me to come on board, which I was excited to do. So we're doing a little tuning up of the Discord now. Kind of cleaning some stuff up, making some efficiencies, just making it, kind of, like I said, little makeover. So join the Discord, the fan Discord. I think it's just called Marvel Crisis Protocol. Unofficial. Yeah.
Finley's Spectacular Spider-Man can automatically kill Mord's Wong by throwing him into someone.
Yep.
For example, Miles.
Yep.
But Mord has brace for impact. No, sorry. Mord has brace for impact.
Ah.
Finley that's used it, so he can't actually automatically daze him.
So people are asking for the fan server Discord invite. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to everybody in the chat.
Sounds like a plan.
Here we go, guys. Come join us.
Hey, Mord, what do you have for?
Did you say, Mord, what do you have for us? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Let me get a little closer to the action now that we're back into the center. Oop, that's a little too close. Not sure what he's trying to do. Trying to get that point on the back.
I think it might be a mistake going this early with Ghost Spider. He is the only character left with a reliable displace.
Oh, he's attacking somebody.
So most likely Wong because Zemo is dazed.
Okay, yeah, Wong saves it all. And so he then gets to use the move off the attack to go on the point. I think the multiverse Malmo, or what do you call your podcast? Multiverse of Masters of the Multiverse.
Masters of the Multiverse.
Yeah, you also have a Discord if people want to join and chat about your podcast.
We do. I will mac the invite.
Nice.
In the chat. There it is. Come join us and discuss MCP in depth.
Ooh, Charmer Cork says there's a guaranteed win for Finley here if he sees it. Can you suss it out, Huggy Bear?
I think there are multiple routes to.
What a philosopher! There are multiple routes to to serenity. You only need to be brave enough to pick one. Finley's Wong moves backwards onto that point. Is Finley's Wong healthy?
He is.
Yep. Okay, cool. So he's contesting that point.
Both Wongs are healthy. Yep.
Yep. So that nullifies.
So that's 1-1.
Yep.
Doesn't much. I mean, Spectacular is the key piece here. So he could throw Wong off the western point and then move himself to the eastern point, preventing Mord from. I mean, I guess he could deny one of them. He could deny both of them technically, but after this round, we'll know.
What an idiot. Did you hear that motorcycle? What a joke. I used to work on muscle cars when I was younger. And, you know, there was powerful engines that you could put into your car, and they would sound a certain way because of all the mods that you would actually make to the engine to generate power. Or you could just take a screwdriver and punch a bunch of holes into your muffler, and get it to sound like that motorcycle it was, which doesn't make it any faster. And you can tell the difference of sound if you know anything about the car. And you'd hear this kind of noisy muffler, and you're like, dude, what a poser. All right, Toad getting into the mix. Whoa. He did a move, a hop, and now another move.
Yeah. And that.
Oh, it looks like he's out, though.
He can hop in, but it doesn't
He did
matter.
hop. He hopped.
At this point, I expect Finley to simply move his spectacular Spider-Man to the western point, throw Wong off, and then it's impossible for Mort to stop him from scoring that point with his Black Cat. So that would net Finley the 4 points he needs.
Ooh, is that what Charmer Cork saw? Let's see.
I don't think so. I think Charmer Cork is probably much smarter
smoking ganja. That's what he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just smoking the doobage. Is marijuana legal in Sweden?
No.
No, not yet.
Sweden is has a history of being very Swedish politicians have a history of being extremely tough on drugs.
Oh, that's a bummer. All right.
You shall not.
Thou shalt not enjoy yourself.
Okay. So a Black Cat with 1 power is kind of limited in what you can do. Getting to contest the western point doesn't help because Miles standing there is injured, so it's still a 2-1 for Finley. And she doesn't have the movement to get to the southern point where there is 3 points.
Mm-hmm. So Finley is done. I just took a look. He's all done. Yeah. So this is Black Cat, and that's it for round 3.
Yeah, yeah. And the as far as I can see, the game is now over.
Yeah. So just like you said, spectacular threw Mord's Wong off the home point, and he actually parked himself on that point. So he's got 2 people there holding that point.
Yeah.
And Glenn's suggesting Black Cat's only move here would be to one-shot Spectacular, which is a tall order.
Yeah, that could maybe work, but probably not, because I don't think a grappling hook will get her on the point.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
I don't think there's a landing spot.
All right, there's the first action. Here's the roll. And nope, 2 hits.
Did not happen. What do you know?
Bunch of rerolls. But yeah, I think this is GG.
Yeah.
Yep, there he goes. I think he's just going to hold it there. So the final score will be 16 to... Not 8. Should be more for Mord, right? There we go. 16 to 13. All right, let's do a quick recap before we go talk to the boys in the chat.
Yeah, Finley certainly made the most out of being the non-prio player here. Mord, realizing he was going to be having priority for most of the game, we're hoping to yank himself out of that by bringing Agent Venom, hoping he would base a non-activated character, making prio swing, but the dice failed him in that regard. So, and I mean, it's 2 5-dice attacks. It's a 51% chance to do 2 damage per attack, which is not going to daze a character through a double tap. But spikes happen. This is not a game of averages. It's a game of timing of spikes. So worth a try, but the prio player is definitely at a disadvantage here in the Web Warriors.
You're saying in particular in a mirror match or just in general?
I mean, when two control teams face off against each other, the one without prio is going to be advantaged because not having priority and having the last activation should translate to at least one more VP per round. Because you can do like have the last activation, do a double move to a point, or displace someone, or get an extract off someone, which then can't be countered. So that is a very significant impact of having last activation. So control teams usually struggle to have the last activation, first of all, by going as wide as possible. In this case, they went exactly as wide as each other. And then, given the abundance of defensive tech in the Web Warriors toolbox, most mirror matches turn into a pillow fight where not much damage is being dished out, which is what we've seen here. We've seen exactly one character get dazed on each side, everyone else healthy. So this has been a game of chess where both players have been maneuvering around. It was looking good for Mord at the start, but then Finley took over and made good use of his last activation plays.
Yeah. I can't. I think that's a great assessment. I think. Sorry, guys. I think in these situations when you have two control teams, like you're saying, you have to be very cagey about what you're going to put, where you're going to put your characters, and there's with
blocking landing spots and things like that become very important. Anything you can do to sort of deny the efficiency of that last activation that your opponent has is going to be key.
Yeah. All right. Let us go to their channel. What do you say?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, see you there. All right, if anybody's got some questions in the chat, please do let us know, and we will ask them. Turn this on. Where are they? Here we are.
Then you could have done then Spectacular could have been here, and
hello.
I don't know.
Hello.
Hey everybody! Thanks for letting us stream your game. It was so much fun.
No worries. Hope it was good to watch.
I think so. I think the challenge of two control teams, especially really wide ones like these two, was an interesting thing to watch, and I think a lot of people will get a lot out of this because it's the Web Warriors are right now really top of the meta, and to try to see how they interact with one another, it was a very curious dilemma. So. I'm here with Huggy Bear, but let us start with Mord. First of all, Mord, exciting to hear that you are one of the WTC players for Finland. That's great.
Yeah, that's correct.
And is it the Fantastic Five? Somebody mentioned that might be the case.
Yeah, that's the one.
Excellent, excellent. So so much, and Huggy Bear is. We're both looking forward to seeing you in person in just a few weeks' time, really.
Coming up real fast.
So, Mord, tell us a little bit about your selection of your roster. I'm going to guess that your intention was to go 6 as wide to try to have as many opportunities in the control game as possible. But I'm curious as to why you chose. Well, tell us a little bit about how you felt about winning priority in this situation, and why you chose your secures.
I chose my extracts.
Beg your pardon, extracts.
Yeah, that was because my extracts have the senators, and I would have preferred that one with priority.
Could you tell us why?
Well, it's senators is 19 points, so depending what comes from his secures, I might be able to play Amazing Spider-Man's leadership on that one. 17 is not quite that I would be comfortable to play ASM. And in mirror match, if you can position your opponent's characters, that's pretty powerful.
Yep.
And on all web turn, you can just give the slow, and it kind of invalidates the wheat cakes.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, actually ASM's leadership would have been really more powerful into another Web Warriors player, but you felt like you just didn't have enough points on the table considering he costs 5 points.
Yeah, I was thinking that if I don't remember, there is probably yeah, that's basically the thing. 19 or 20, then it's room for ASM, I think.
Okay. And so you ended up having to take this. So it sounds like you weren't terribly pleased about having to take priority. So with that in mind, what was your approach to the game then?
Well, I was like, of course, there was the parity secure. I mean, extract the paranoia. So it's like the priority doesn't help there. So if there would have been like spiders or spiders or senators, then it would have been a bit better.
Yeah, because in that case, there's an uneven number of extracts.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And and funny anecdote about the game, the Timo's dazing strike on Miles.
Yeah.
Like just before that, I said that it's gonna be that who gets the first spike that is going to be in a very strong position in the game.
Yeah.
And that's just what happened next.
Yeah, I just had to jinx it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Huggy Bear.
Yeah, I think that's a correct analysis, at least given the state of the game that was at that point in time and the placement of the models and things like that. But more in hindsight, are there any character selections in your team that you would do differently were you to play the exact same game again?
I don't think so. It's of course you could go like with the same setup that you have on the other side there. So 5 3s and 2. That's great as well. I was hoping that the Agent Venom would have been more effective in the game.
Yeah.
You could sort of you could see that you consider him like the key to dazing a non-activated character to hand Prio over to Finley. I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, he's. If I would have like been able to get rid of Miles like he did, it would have been a bit different.
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever consider going 5 wide using someone like Shang-Chi and Agent Venom?
Yes, sort of. I think that Shang-Chi works. He works in D shapes as well, but there has been some times when because the webs have quite a lot of means to move him out of position, so then he's there with 1 power and he can just move back to the point or double move and that's it. So it's. I wouldn't maybe prefer him on this map layout against webs.
Right.
Maybe scoundrels would be better.
Yeah. I think it was tough. So it sounds like the key for you though was to try to find a spike and take down one of the characters, and that would have helped you.
Well, if the positioning play is even, then it's unless somebody makes mistakes there, then it's like pretty hard to gain advantage otherwise.
Yep. Makes sense. Okay, let's turn it over to Finley. We were interested in you, and we predicted that you were going to go really wide. But it was an interesting choice that you've made with Baron Zemo as part of this. Tell us a little bit about how crucial he is to your game plan.
It's probably quite crucial, to be fair. I mean, I've recently started playing webs, and it's quite a different play style for me. But I think having I mean, it was a huge impact here, which is obviously a bit of a spike. But even with the potential to do the early, I'm a Baron and get some damage off especially when you're going against most likely another wide team, to potentially get a swing early on with a character who doesn't actually have an extract steal guaranteed. I've found that to be really useful. And just the long move, an additional reroll on his defenses, he just becomes even stronger than he already is. So I think he's just really good in webs.
Right, because he's cheap, so he fits into the dynamic you're trying to build, but at the same time, a bit more of a killer than the rest of the web warriors.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay. And do you find yourself using the I am a Baron card quite early, like you did here?
Yes, I mean, to be honest, usually I'll bring it if I think I'll bring it if I don't have priority, and I'll try and get that, turn one charge off and try and get some damage. I mean, I think in the first turn, I don't think I got any damage, so then I wasn't actually on the point, so I decided after not getting any damage on the first stack, just jump on the point and tie.
Yep.
But then, as you saw, Zemo made up for it round 2, so can't complain at all.
Before I turn it over to Huggy Bear, Finley, I wanted to mention that although you're here in nearby London anyway, you've been lucky enough to join one of the Danish teams. Can you tell us which one it is?
Yes, so we are on Team Denmark Venom. Me and Archie have joined. Fill some space.
Ah, fantastic. Great. Archie, of course, is part of the Cable's Conquests podcast that started up recently as well. So if you're looking for another podcast to listen to with battle reports, take a look at Cable's Conquests or look for him at the WTC, apparently.
Yeah.
Cool. What did you notice, Huggy Bear, that you wanted to ask Finley about?
This is sort of more of a comment on a thing that I liked than a question.
Okay.
I did notice that right after your days on Miles early on, you immediately used the second action to move away with Zemo and not charge Agent Venom, for instance, even though you ended up next to him. I thought that was a very smart move. I always think that if you want to play the control game, if your day's a character, just try to get the hell out of there as fast as possible to avoid the clapback. And I just figured that was a good example of that line of play. I also liked your move of Miles late game, where you put him on the sort of your left side secure to keep him away from everything. So some pretty nice moves there. But I guess going into round 4, what were your sort of main focuses in order to get those 4 last points? Was it mainly just protect the left side and try to eke out 1 point elsewhere, or were some other things going through your head at that time?
Yeah, so it was round 3, so we only had 3 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
But I realized I needed 4 points, and that actually coming back to the Miles move, that's kind of what I realized, because at the time I had Miles with an extract on 1 point and then Black Cat with an extract on another point. And I realized I only need 4 points. And if I had 2 characters on 1 point, both with an extract, because of the secure, the 2 extracts and the bonus, that would win me the game. I also realized that if I have 3 VPs in this area, all I have to do is swing 1, even if I lose a bunch of the extracts I had. So that was why the spectacular pay at the last activation of my team was just it kind of forced Maud into an impossible situation where whichever extract he went, or whichever secure even he went to go contest, I had spectacular to just jump in and move someone off. So it kind of guaranteed it almost, which was a very, unfortunate position for Maud, but quite a nice position for me to be in, I suppose.
Basically, Mike had an option to either take Wong out or move to the next to Miles and then push the activated Gwen away from scoring the extra VP.
Yeah.
You could sort of argue that the biggest advantage in this game is not having prio. So that sort of forces Mord to have some luck with the dice at one point or another in order to get one key days to swing the prio. But all you have to do is like keep parity and have the last activation each round, which should translate to one more VP every time, more or less, save for some smart moves by our opponent. So, you played that game very well, I'd say.
Thank you.
What did you find the most difficult part of the game? Like, where were you most worried?
I was the most worried. I don't know. Probably, I mean, it's at the end. It's so much to think about with Webs versus Webs because he's always got both of us have a Gwen to go who can impact scoring on her activation hugely, and taking Agent Venom, I think that was probably where I was most worried, where he swung in and did the all webbed up and then killed Zemo and had another attack. And luckily for me, it didn't kill Miles. But I think that could have been the huge impact from Agent Venom this game, because obviously he stops all of the Web's rerolls. Yeah, exactly. So I think that was probably a little bit of concerning dice rolling there, but luckily for me it didn't go that way. But that could have been a huge swing. I think that definitely would have given the game to Maud if that went that way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
contrary to the idea that you not having to have like any dice luck with your attack rolls, basically, given that you didn't have prio, you could also argue that Agent Venom being on the table makes it so that Mord is always just one spike away from putting you in a extremely difficult situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it kind of escalated in a way that because Agent Venom didn't gain any power on turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2. So I was like at 0 power after playing the on web up. So I couldn't like give Incinerate, for instance, to Miles.
Right.
Yeah. It seems really interesting how essentially the splash characters, if you so to speak, the Agent Venom and the Baron Zemo, were the kind of the linchpins for differentiating the two teams and which one was going to be able to help the player win or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think Agent Venom is affiliated Web Warriors.
Yeah. I'm just saying he was kind of like the rest of the characters in both of your teams were pretty much the standard ones that you'd expect.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I named were like the standouts, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that Agent Venom doesn't play the normal Web Warriors plan very well.
Right.
He's more of a specialist that you put in when you end up in a situation where you do have to do some damage, particularly in the mirror match. But otherwise, I think you most of the time see Web Warriors going as wide as possible with as many 3-point characters as possible, because they have great 3-point characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, everybody. I think we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank both Mord and Finley for allowing us to stream the game. We had a lovely time watching the game and having some chats with everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody for welcoming us back. It was really great to see you here in the chat engaging with us. I hope if you're watching this on YouTube that you throw us a comment in just to say hello and help us know that we're doing the things that you like. WTC is coming up. I mentioned a whole bunch of 2-day events in Europe coming up next year as well. Go to crossthebrideforce.com/events to see them all. And Huggy Bear, thank you very much for coming back on the show and being a great co-host, as always.
Thank you, Norbert. The pleasure was all mine.
Amazing. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We hope you will tune in for next week as we stream further games from Season 15 of the MCP TTS League. Thanks all, and have a great evening.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.